Thank you, Ramesh, for the wonderful presentation. And I am sure you will all agree that Ramesh dealt with this particular topic, in three parts. That is, he explained to you the provisions of the 2013 Act, and he also mentioned very clearly the ground realities of Indian corporate classifications, and he concluded in a very simple term that the intent is not liberalization on the whole of corporate affairs, but to continue controls. Friends, fundamentally, if we look at it, where does the mistake lie? In all these enactments, we are talking after it becomes an act, not when it is in the form of a bill. How many of us really raise our objections and send mails? Let us have a very practical thought process on this. None of us, I don't think many of us give our inputs to the Department of Company Affairs, or even I would go one step further that we should call the MPs and explain to them. As professionals, it is our responsibility and duty to explain to the MPs that these are all the pitfalls, these are all the issues that will come if these amendments are made, or if the law is enacted in the manner in which it is given. And we should also explain to them and make them understand, so that these people can go and argue in the parliament accordingly. But we don't do that as professionals. And Chamber of Commerce also, they are little better than us. At least they raise some objections and inform and take it to the attention of the minister. But fundamentally, we need to educate the member of parliaments, at least some few members who are qualified enough to understand all this. We should educate them, and we should make them speak on behalf of the professionals, the corporates, and in the interest of the nation as a whole, so that we get a meaningful act. We should now it has become an act. We can't do anything about it but to comply with these nonsense, redundant sections. And as Ramesh very nicely put it, that in the case of a private limited company, when I am dealing with my own funds, why should I need control? It is my money. I deal with, I am not cheating the government. I am paying the taxes on whatever profits I make. But why should the Department of Company Affairs come and control what I am doing? Why should I maintain the minutes book? Why should I do all this nonsense? It's a point well taken, but unfortunately it is there in the Act. We can't do anything. So, with this remark that we should also be responsible, and we should raise our objections at the bill stage and at every possible forum, and also the people in the government who decide on these things we should make them hear. So then only I think any bill, when it becomes an act, will be a meaningful one. And with this concluding remarks, I invite the audience for a few questions. Mr. Ramesh will be very happy to answer it. One or two I may also take up. Thank you.
There are two possibilities here. One is the entire deliberations are clear, or the otherwise. We'll take the first one. Maybe I will trigger the questions first from my side to the speaker. Sir, with respect to private limited companies, when they borrow from maybe as per 185, there is no restriction. Is that applicable only for public limited companies, or applicable for all companies?
All companies.
Right. Number one. Number two question: is there any way out? For example, whether borrowings only from scheduled banks, borrowings only from recognized nationalized banks, that alone is excluded, or only intercorporate? The objective of the section is only to stop the intra-corporate borrowings across the companies.
Only inter-corporate borrowing, because otherwise in the normal course of business, whatever that you borrow from banks, a resolution is enough.
So the 185 doesn't restrict bank borrowings.
Bank borrowings.
Sir, Mike, sir.
Good morning, sir. Yes. Suppose guarantees are given on behalf of foreign company,
Yes.
By a listed company or a private company, both this section applies?
On behalf of foreign company.
Yeah, on behalf of a foreign JV, a guarantee is given by an Indian private company.
Yeah, that's a good question. According to me, it should not apply because for another reason. FEMA under ODA regulation, you have a compliance there. So since you are complying with another law, definitely there will be a board resolution, investment, all those things you are taking care of, 372A and all that. And then FEMA ODA form takes guarantee also as a non-funded overall limit of 400%, which is now downward revision to 100% from 14.8. So that is enough, but we have to wait and see. These are all areas which are grey areas, which I hope will be clarified by department, saying as long as you comply with FEMA, because normally you cannot give guarantee to foreign company unless you comply with FEMA. It's a special law. So those are the cases we are expected to get some liberal circulars.
Sir, along with your name, sir. Query with your name.
I'm
Yes, sir.
Venkat Ramanan, Chartered Accountant from Coimbatore.
Yes, sir.
I fully agree with the speaker. I have a client who is having a private limited company in which he holds more than 75%, and two firms in which one is the husband and wife and the other is two brothers. 297 is creating a lot of problems. How do I overcome that?
No, you have to live with that. that's my whole presentation. See, I
we
cannot give
cannot
a
remain
solution.
mute spectators, right?
No, one way of giving solution is that there are more people to worry like you. That will to some extent console you. But what I am saying is my fundamental presentation is that I have number of such clients where the same related person have companies or firm where they are lending their own money. And whenever 297 application, huge money is asked with the department.
Not only, to go and convince the registrar, continuation, all this.
Necessary law, and this is no liberalized law. At least we will tell government this is a more controlled law than earlier 56 Act.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Ramachandra,
Yes,
Senior Manager Finance.
Sorry?
I am Ramachandra, Senior Manager Finance from Kevin Care Group.
Yes.
We have group companies in between 6 or 7 companies. One company we would like to give guarantee.
Okay.
So that guarantee now it will apply to 185 in normal course of business.
Yes, it will. Even if it is in normal course of, see, normally it is a practice. Whenever the group company or subsidiary company borrow, if the subsidiary company financial itself is not adequate, what is the use of getting corporate guarantee when the borrower himself become bankrupt? Guarantee must come from third party. It's a business reality, whereas our company law frameworks are not aware of it. So the holding company gives guarantee to support subsidiary. You need to comply with 185.
Ultimately, the act requires that you should not pass the funds from at free of cost. You are borrowing from one company and giving it to other company. That is
Not only free of cost is another matter. You should not pass your funds at all without control. Because Department of Company Affairs seem to know more about business.
If special resolution passes, it allows.
Then it is okay. Special, as long as you comply with law by passing a special resolution, that's okay.
Thank you.
Even then 185 must be complied. There, see, as of now, sir, the section has come into force. There are no other circular except one circular on the 18 which I referred, which says it has come into effect. No department clarification. There are number of such hurdles we are facing in our existing clients. We cannot take a firm position because according to department, everything it applies.
So what happened to the existing borrowing?
Existing borrowing, you cannot renew it. You have to close it. I dealt with that in one of these slides. Existing as on 12/9 when the section came into force, you have to close it.
No.
As far as 372A is concerned, it is not yet notified. So 372A of the companies at 56 alone continues, not 186 of 13 Act. Yes, sir.
You see section 372A, there is an explanation which says that loan includes debentures.
Okay.
So whatever the funds raised by way of debentures were earlier covered under loans for the purpose of compliance under 372A. But if you find the new section 186, I don't see that definition or the explanation.
Okay.
The debentures, earlier it was included as part of the loans.
Okay.
Now it is not included. So will it come under the definition of securities and therefore it will come under the limits of investments?
According to me, yes, securities includes debentures.
Yes,
That's the clarity.
that's a clarity. Okay.
So that, I'm Arup Gavilan, just, from Postex. I have a question. This is about the intercompany business transactions. Because there will be billings, there will be debts outstanding. What is the status of these debts under 185 or 186?
If you want me to advise you as a lawyer, as long as you document it as a regular advances in the course of trade and all, you are out of it. The moment it is perceived as a loan or an investment or a guarantee, then 186 is attracted.
No, I mean sales taking place between
Sales
companies.
is not
it will
covered.
be a
Sale
debt
is no loan or
outstanding.
investment. Sale is a current account transaction.
So it will not be.
No,
coming under
from the
purview of
accounting
this.
perspective, sale, you can have a sale as long as you comply with transfer pricing regulation. You are okay with that.
Fine. Thank you.
185.
Yes,
What are the transparency provisions in the new act for unwinding the existing transaction?
They want you to continue that, not renew it, but close it. When you,
But how long, what's the time limit given?
that is based on existing agreement, if at all there is any.
If there is not a loan, it's just only an advance.
Yes. At the end of the 1 year, you will have to either renew under the new provisions.
Then it will be attracting
Yes,
185.
yes, of course, yes.
Thank you.
Mohanan.
Maybe last, sir, last one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can take.
Yeah, for the purpose of 186, for computing the limits, now the company has capital plus reserve, say 5 crores. But there's an auditor's qualification to the extent of 2 crores regarding the debtors. What would be the basis on which the limit is to be calculated?
Well, conservatively, you exclude that.
Okay, thank you.
Convert the whole thing into preference shares. Because debentures is also included in the debt
No,
category.
Sir, the fundamental thing is, the idea is, it's a good idea, preference shares or risk capital. They are not like debentures or loan, where regardless of profit or loss, there is a charge. Therefore, you can convert it if the
At least it will not contravene 185.
for that also you need a special resolution, no?
Yeah,
All the
special
members
resolution is not a
class meeting
problem.
must be there. So that's why then you
Yeah.
are complying with law. You are well within the law to do that.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. That was simple in delivery and authoritative on the subject. Friends, இறைவன் மனிதனுக்கு சொன்னது கீதை, மனிதன் இறைவனுக்கு சொன்னது திருவாசகம், மனிதன் மனிதனுக்கு சொன்னது திருக்குறள், திரு கே ரமேஷ் நமக்கு சொன்னது நிஜம், சத்தியம், நிச்சயம். Friends, please join your hands for such a lucid presentation on a very contemporary and very sensitive topic. Let me invite a very senior member from Kochi, senior partner of Balan and Co, CA A. Mohanan sir. Sir, your presence here. Welcome, sir, please, to honor our speaker, CA K. Ramesh, on behalf of each and every one of us present here, and also on behalf of the organizer, Sri Danya. His firm, hundreds of chartered accountants has been trained, and they are now practicing as chartered accountants across Kerala and also serving industries in UAE. Thank you very much, Mohanan sir. And let me invite CAT Selvaraj sir, senior partner of CA Mrs. Selvaraj and Co. T. Selvaraj and Co. He's there? Yeah. Welcome, sir. To honor our chairman of the technical session, CIM Srinivasan, for on behalf of each and every one of us present here, and also on behalf of the organizers, Sri Danya. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Selvaraj, and thank you, Mr. Srinivasan. Friends, we will be continuing for our second technical session. May I now take the pleasure of inviting the chairman of the second technical session, CA R. Subramaniam sir, very affectionately called among the fraternity as RS sir. Sir, you are requested here in the dais, C.R. Subramaniam, and may also request the powerful speaker on the next topic, second technical session speaker, C.A. Chinnasamy Ganesan. It's a pleasure to introduce the second technical session chairman and also the speaker. But before that, let me take the privilege of inviting our chairman, C.R. Subramaniam sir. Let me invite C.A. Selva Ganesh, partner of Pondraj and Co., to welcome our chairman of the second technical session, C.A. R. Subramaniam sir, with a shawl and a bouquet. Let me take the pleasure of